I'm pretty sure I hit that left one. You mind? What's going on, folks? We're back at it. I got my buddy Ronald here with me. He's gonna be filming for me a little bit. But today we're gonna be shooting a gun out of a saddle. All right, I get asked all the time for guys around here where I'm from that, you know, grew up traditionally hunting out of a ladder stand or a lock-on or a regular tree stand. They say, yeah, we'd love to saddle hunt, but Mississippi especially is a gun state. All right, it's gun season 3 months out of the season here, and when the deer rut is during gun season. So most people prefer gun over bow around here, and that's the number one question they have is, hey, can we gun hunt out of it successfully? So we've got some stuff in here, some targets, some Canada Dry drinks. This is my wife's, you know, don't nobody else drink it. Do you have these in your house? Hey, there we go. That's a 10 out of 10 every time.
You don't like it, it ain't my fault.
Hashtag Trey Ellis. We got some Canada Dry over here that we're gonna be shooting. And I wanna say, I got my rangefinder, but it should be about 60 yards. So, and I'm doing it with iron sights. So if I can shoot a Canada Dry can at 60 yards from the saddle with a 30-30, you can take that 308 or 7 mag or whatever you got with a scope and get up there and do it just as easily. Well, so I'm not obviously up in the tree, you know, 15, 20 foot, but before we shoot this gun and I show you kind of how I use my saddle to do that, this is Tethrd's new carnivore saddle that they come out with. And it looks like a single ply saddle right here, as you can tell. And it's not covering up all my big you know what. But this is the cool part about it. You take these two clips right here, release a little tension right there. Just pop that thing open. Check that out. Now, we've got a 2-panel saddle, and y'all, I'm telling you right now, that right there, that is comfortable. This is the first time that I've been in this saddle on a tree. I sat in it at the Deer Expo in Birmingham, and I thought, boy, that's sharp, that's nice. But this is, God, you can bring this upper part up as high as you want to. That right there for me is really, really comfortable. This obviously goes the other way, as low as you want to. There's no hip pinch. This is one thing that Carl showed me, where they stitch this siding right here, it lays flat. So there's not a big knot right there going in your sides. I mean, this is really, really comfortable. Holy cow, this is nice. Anyway, there's several ways that you can do this, okay? You can use both hands on the gun and just put your right forearm, obviously if you're left-handed you do it the opposite, but for us righties out there, you take your right forearm and lay into the bridge, okay? And you can have a pretty dang steady, I'm aiming at that can. I am pretty doggone steady. Or you can do the old-fashioned. You can still use your bridge to lay on. Bring this hand underneath the gun, very steady with that. And there was one other thing I used to do. You can come into the tree a little bit, go underneath the bridge, and just about hug the tree and push this buttstock into your bridge. You push it in with your chest, hold on to the gun. That's very, very, very steady. And then obviously on this side of the tree, you can come over here and, you know, if you have to. One thing that helps with saddle hunting and gun hunting, there's always tension that you're leaning against. You're always tight. All right, so it's not like standing up on a lock-on or anything like that, having to stabilize your core and all that. You probably don't even realize you're having to do it. But with this, you're just sitting here and relaxing in this, and you can use this saddle, you can use this bridge as a stabilizer essentially, and you can get really, really, really steady. Okay, so what I would like to do, I'm gonna shoot, not right now, Ronald, but I'm gonna shoot one. My brother does this too. What does he do? Or maybe it's Ty that grabs like that and throws his knees down. Yeah, I'm super steady right there. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be one right here. That's my normal go-to right there. So I've got both hands on the gun. I don't really like that a whole lot, but it is pretty steady. So I normally do it like this though. I've killed several deer out of the stand with a 35 Wayland, doing this right here, just this right here. But I'll probably do this stance here and then do that right there. And oh, by the way, if you can't tell, this isn't a scope, this is iron sights. And that target, if you can turn around and show them, Ronald, that target right there is gonna be right at 60 yards from where we're standing. Basically what I'm saying is if I can shoot 2 Canada dry cans right there with iron sights with a 30-30 right here, you'll be fine if you put a scope on one and shoot it at 100 yards or whatever. All right, so I'm not gonna take on this one, I'm just both hands on the gun, I'm using my bridge, and I'm gonna shoot the left can. Well, I'm pretty sure I hit that left one. You mind running up there and setting that full one back up? I'm gonna put my hand up right here, but I want to tell you, this side of the bridge right here, I'm putting my forearm, and this side right here is gonna go about right there. As far as that's where my hands are gonna be, and I'm gonna be grabbing that gun just like that. All right, digging in and putting tension on it, so it'll look just like this. Can you see that, Ronald? Right there on my hand, back of my hand. This is on my forearm, and then, you know, on the gun is going over the meaty portion of my forearm right there. Basically, you're gonna be able to figure out what's comfortable for you. You're gonna do just like everybody else, or just like you always do when you get up in the tree, is you're gonna, you know, draw your bow back, make sure everything's clear, get comfortable, do the same thing, you know, with a gun. But regardless, you know, if you just have no idea where to start, that's why I'm telling you all this. That way you can try it. If it's comfortable for you, use it. If it's not, you know, fiddle with it a little bit and get into a more comfortable position. I'm just showing you a couple of many comfortable positions and steady positions that you can get into if you're gonna gun hunt out of a saddle. Forearm, back of my palm, up high. That's pretty much it. And for those of y'all who are considering one stick in or whatever the case, even if you don't want a one stick, I would highly recommend looking into getting the Mad Rock Safeguard, the repelling belay device. That way you can just simply do this. Even if you use 4 or 5 sticks and an 8er, it doesn't matter. Being able to do this is genuinely amazing. Of course, you can do that 20, 30 foot, 40 foot, however long this rope is, as long as you don't run out of this, look, I won't do anything else. This is amazing, especially coming down. You're trying to get out of the woods, you know, do your best to be quiet and all that kind of stuff. Whew, you can't beat it. All right, y'all, hey, look, that's it. It's not a perfect how-to video, but I will tell you this. If I can do it, just like shooting content or anything else, if I can get up there and hit cans that are that big, you can too. All right, so you can successfully kill a deer with a gun out of a saddle. I'll tell you, the furthest that I've ever shot a deer, and this was on public. Now I can't verify this because of course I was the only one in the tree, and my buddy Desmond was hunting, but he was a few hundred yards away from me. But it was on public about 4 years ago, and with a 35 Wayland, which if you're not familiar with that caliber, that's a hand cannon of a caliber. I mean, it'll knock the piss out of you. But up in the saddle, 20 or so feet, had a deer come out chasing another buck and a doe, and I shot him and hit him. He was moving, so I threw up and shot him and hit him right here in the brisket, right there in the front of him. And then he ran and he stopped at about 110 yards off, and I shot and dropped him from the saddle. Okay, so I think if you can really just figure out how to use that bridge and the tree and everything with you, you know, or you can use it. I think if you can, let me say it again. I think if you can figure out what's comfortable for you and using that bridge as a stabilizer and using the tree and all that, you'll be much more stable doing that than you will in a tree stand or a lock on with anything else. So anyway, lastly, look, that saddle, if you're interested in that saddle, it's the Carnivore saddle with Tethrd. I'm not just saying this, that is the most comfortable saddle that I've ever sat in before. I mean, it being able to split into a 2-panel and go all the way up your back, all the way down below. Anyway, look, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. We'll see you real soon with, I don't know what, but we'll see you with something soon. All right, have a good one.